there. So it's Michael with another guitar lesson from Northern Ireland, and I'm going to do the intro to Parisienne Walkways here for you. So the chords and the lead part. Now if you want to learn the full song, let me know in the comments, okay? We can get around to that at some point. So here's the first thing we need to learn at the intro. So we need to play 7 on your D string, 7 on your A string, and then 8 on your low E string. And each time you play one of those notes, just kind of gently slide down. You know, basically down to 1 and then off. And use whatever fingers work for you. I tend to go with middle and then third here. So then get an A minor chord set up. Now we'll go over the picking patterns here, and this has a pulse of 6 notes per bar. So this is 6/8 times, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's got that kind of a feel to it. So pick your lowest 3 strings on the chord with downstrokes. Then skip to the high E string and do 3 upstrokes. So down, down, down on the 5th, 4th and 3rd string. Skip over to the high E string and do up, up, up on the high E, B and G. And that'll take care of most of the picking really. Next chord is D minor 7. And apply the same picking pattern. You're just starting in a different point. Now you start from that 4th string. So down, 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 up, up, up. So I'm going to let you in on a wee secret here to help you change between your chords when you're doing this kind of thing. And it's maybe something you haven't thought of, and sometimes you really have to be told this to be able to make things sound the way they should. So have a listen here. You will notice I'm kind of using an open string to get from one chord to another. Let's just do it on the 2 chords at the start. Now it's maybe even hard to notice there. So what we kind of have to do, the very last note you pick with an upstroke here, we're actually going to be lifting the fingers off already, so that it turns out to be an open string to help us get to the next chord in time, because we don't really want it to sound like this. You know, wait while I change here, we don't want that. So we have to kind of force it a bit and cheat a little bit. And it's not really a cheat. This is called the open string trick. So let's break it down then. As I'm picking the last note there, we're going to turn that into an open G string to let me place my fingers for the next chord. So I want you to try and throw that in there as you go, and I guarantee it might be a bit frustrating at times when you're learning that, but it will make all your chord changing and your strumming and every kind of chord change that you do on guitar that little bit more manageable. And we'll keep going. The next chord is D minor 7 / G. So it's kind of basically implying a G chord. If you hold the same shape you were just doing, we need to put this G note on your low E string in the base of the chord. So I do it with my 3rd finger, but when I teach people, sometimes that's a bit awkward. They might use their pinky. That's fine. You can do it that way. And then try and block out that A string because we're not using it. On the C major 7 then. So that's just the C chord without the 1st finger. Lovely chord. Now just check the tab here as I'm doing this, because the picking pattern's not as even and straight as some of the other ones. So you can have it all sitting there, but you'll notice you skip out that D string at first. A mini F bar chord. Then always a bit challenging when you haven't done this sort of thing before. This is B minor 7 flat 5. So let me just give you the fingers for that. So middle finger on second fret of the A string. We're blocking out the D string. Third finger, second fret of the G string. Pinky on this third fret of the B string. First finger, first fret of high E. And what I would say, you see when you're going to that from the F chord, you kind of have to piece it together as you go. So ideally we'd like all the fingers to land as one, but it's pretty difficult to do. So you kind of piece it from the bottom up. So this finger, then that, then that, then that. And you try and get that sorted as you're just going into the picking part. Okay, give that a bit of practice. Then an E7 chord, so we're not really doing like a full voicing of it here. Pinky on third fret of where it just was, the B string. First finger on first fret of the G string. And then finish it off. There we go. Okay, let's learn how to do this cool lead guitar part. So go to 15 on your B string, you're doing a full step bend there and applying some vibrato to it. Then 15 again and put a rest note after. Then go to 13 on that same string, pick that note and slide back 1 to 12. And do some vibrato and then slide. Then go to 14 on the G string, you're going to pick this note. I use my third finger and then pull off the 12 on that string with your first finger. And then you shift down to 10. Hopefully starting to hear it there. Then go to 12 in the high E. Hit that note and then put another rest note. Then you're going to do this big full step bend on 13 of the B string and some vibrato. And for most of these big bends, I always try and do it with the third finger to get the other guys behind it. Everything so far. So stay where you are, bend 13. Some vibrato, put a rest note in, play the note again. Then pick 10. First finger would do rightly. Pick that note, slide to 12 and do vibrato when you get to 12. And then you gotta pick 10 again. Then go to 12 on the G string. I'm going to suggest middle finger here. And there are these interesting slide ideas here. Pick 12 and then we're going to go all the way back to 7. Then 9. To 7 to 9. And you can give it vibrato once you go to 9 again. So let me do those slides. Then this cool little rake thing. So we just want this 10 in the high E to sound out, but Gary Moore would have done this a lot as well as lots of other cool players. He kind of rakes into it by playing, we can go for the G and B string below, but we don't actually want the notes to sound out, if you know what I mean. They would be muted. So what you can do, have your first finger ready in the high E, you can sort of block the B string there and just try not to get the G string audible or anything else there. Then you do a downstroke almost like a strum, but hopefully only that note is coming out. And the bit immediately after, go to 10 on the B, pick that note. Everything so far. pick 12 on the B and hammer to 13 and put some vibrato on it. 12 with a rest note, go back to 10 on that string, play this note and slide back to 8 and give that some vibrato. Then go to 10, 9, 7 on the G string. You could use any fingers there. I tend to do it like that, but you could use the pinky. Give that 7 some vibrato. Then go to the high E, do a pull off from 8 to 7. Vibrato again. Go to 10 on the B string, do a big full step bend. Then a rest note, pick 10 again. Go to this 9 and give it some vibrato. Another slide idea. So that's pick 7, go to 9, back to 7. Then pick 5 on that string with some vibrato.